welcome to the Distorted Entertainment Podcast. My name is Ethan Carpenter, and I am, of course, joined by Mitchell Wade.
Hello, everybody.
Greetings. We are back.
Again.
A little bit of again. This, not as long as our last break, but, we're a few weeks late. Sorry about that, guys. Just recording time as usual. We're both adults. It happens. Anyway, Mitchell, how have you been doing?
I've been doing good. How have you been?
I've been doing pretty decent, I suppose. New Godzilla movie came out, which I completely forgot to include in all of the news we gathered. Went and saw that on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday, I think. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's might actually be my movie of the year.
Movie of the year. Wow, that's a prize.
It actually it was fantastic. It's actually one of the few Godzilla movies where the human element is also interesting. So you're not just like trudging through all of the human plot to get to the giant dinosaur destroying things. I'm surprised on how much they were able to do with a $15 million budget compared to like what like Marvel movies do with hundreds and hundreds of thousands of $1 million or hundreds of $1 million rather. And like the CGI looked incredibly realistic and good. The destruction was insane. I really loved Godzilla's atomic breath in this movie. It was like an actual atomic bomb, which is new. And Godzilla was mean as all get out in it. And I'm going to probably go and see it again with my mother tonight because she has complained about not seeing the last few Godzilla movies. Only problem is it's in Japanese, so you got to read your way through it, at least for now. But I thought it was fine. I didn't have any issues with it. But yeah, it was really, really good. I highly suggest it.
Nice.
That's fun. Otherwise, I've been doing okay. I heard you hurt your foot.
I did. Word to the wise: don't try to walk when your foot is completely asleep and numb. Otherwise, you'll do a spill.
Yeah. I did not know that part of the story. Sorry if I'm coughing. I put way too much Kool-Aid liquid in my water, so it's like super strong, and you get that itchy throat when you drink it.
I am not familiar with this.
Really? Maybe it's an only me thing. I don't know.
Well, I also don't drink Kool-Aid.
You don't drink Kool-Aid? I use the liquid ones because it doesn't have any sugar or anything, and it's just water enhancer. So I like it.
I'm not a loser. I'm not a little baby. I can just drink water.
I can also drink water, but I have like 16 packets of these things, so I'm going to use them. Yesterday when I got a drink of water before I went to bed, I was like, I forgot how good water is.
But yeah, so I tried to walk with my foot like completely numb. It couldn't feel where I was walking, I guess, and my foot placement, and I just hot dog style folded my foot.
Yeah, I've done that before. It's not fun.
No. And worst of all, I have to be fully healed by Tuesday. Do you know why, Ethan?
Why?
I'm going to go see Meshuggah and In Flames, hopefully.
Yeah, I used a call-in day tomorrow because I have 3 sick days to burn, but I also asked for Wednesday off, so I don't know if I'm going to go or not. I want to, but I'm also just tired, so I don't know how I'm going to feel on Tuesday.
But it's Meshuggah and In Flames.
It is Meshuggah and In Flames, and I definitely do want to go. I still need to buy a ticket, though. I'm sure I can get it at the door.
Also, it's on Tuesday, right?
It is on Tuesday, and I asked for the day off on Wednesday because I work in the mornings on days, like early mornings.
I forget how your stuff works.
Yeah. So, yeah, I do want to go. That show will be insane. If you haven't seen Meshuggah at an indoor venue, they put on an insane show.
I have actually never seen Meshuggah, so this would be my first time.
Heck yeah, dude. You're going to have a good time. Hopefully I can pay hopefully I feel up to it on the day of and I can get my ticket. And do you have anybody going with you this time?
Nope.
Okay, so if you want, we could like ride together again.
Yeah, we could.
Definitely. So cool. Might have just made plans for that.
Maybe. Again, depends on if my foot's feeling up to it. Because that's going to be 5 hours of standing.
That is true. That is very true. I don't know if there's going to be any sitting at it's a Hard Rock casino, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there might be places to sit. You don't know. We never know. But yeah. So Mitchell, we have some news to go through. Did you have anything before I go into my bevy of news articles?
Depends. Are we starting with music news or entertainment news?
I was going to start with music news because there is quite a bit.
I have no information aside from Winter Horde is releasing their new album in 5 days.
Ooh, interesting. I have not listened to any of the singles if there are any.
I think there was one.
Gotcha. Or maybe I did listen to it. I don't remember.
No. Because you might be thinking of the single that's not going to be on this album.
Yeah, possibly.
It sounds like Winter Horde.
Music news. There's been a lot of new releases. Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden released a new single for the first time in like 18 years. A song called Afterglow of the Ragnarok. I listened to a little bit of it, and it's pretty interesting. It's way more interesting than anything that I heard off the last Iron Maiden record. Sorry, Iron Maiden fans. It's very doomy. I would say it's almost like well, I was gonna say it's Sabbathy, but no. It's the very doomy, and then once the vocals kick in, it starts going into like a bit more of like a normal heavy metal direction. But it actually sounds really good, and Bruce sounds pretty decent on there. But I don't think he's doing like as extreme highs as he usually tries to do in Iron Maiden. So his voice doesn't sound as strained. So that was interesting. I recommend checking that out if you have any interest in it. There is a lot of new metal coming out. I don't know why I specified that. That's what we talk about normally. Job for a Cowboy is a band that I've given Mitchell at one point, which we both thought was just average.
It was pretty meh.
Yeah, and I think my opinion kind of stands to that with their new music, but they reunited. It was a little bit beforehand, but we forgot to talk about it in our last couple episodes. They've released a couple of songs since then. The Agony of the Seeping Storm and The Forever Rot for their 5th album, Moon Healer, which is going to be released on February 23rd, 2024. After everybody eating suns, somebody is finally healing the moon.
The moon do need be healing.
Yeah, so the songs sound very similar to stuff off of Sun Eater, which means like I think it's decent. The second single I didn't even finish. The first one was decent enough, but people have been freaking out about it. So if you like Job for a Cowboy and you really like Job for a Cowboy's prog sound, you probably will dig the new ones. I'll probably check out the album once it drops, but there's no pig squeals and it's not deathcore, so it's bad. And no, I'm kidding. I like their other death metal songs. Just Sun Eater just went a little bit too proggy for me.
Even though you like some really proggy stuff that I've given you.
True, but I don't know why. So just whatever it was with Sun Eater didn't click with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you like Job for a Cowboy, you're eating good right now. There's a new Suffocation album, Hymns from the Apocrypha. I've listened to a little bit of it, have not gotten to sit down and really dive into the new Suffocation record, but it sounds like a Suffocation record. They do have a new vocalist, but they did get their original vocalist to guest on one song, I think. So I will maybe come back with more once I actually sit down to listen to it. But it sounds pretty solid. And there is a new Aesop Rock album. Aesop Rock, I think, has like released a new record every year for the past 4 or 5 years now. So
yeah,
it's
a little much for me, honestly.
He's been doing work, man. But also, I think at least 2 of the other ones were what's it called when you work with somebody else? It's a collaboration records. Yeah, I know that Malibu Ken was, and he worked with Blockhead, which was his original producer back in the earlier Aesop Rock albums before Skeleton. They did that for Garbology, which was also really good. So he was probably doing his own producing for the most recent record, which is called Integrated Tech Solutions. Really, it's good. It's a little bit long for me, but a lot of the songs are really entertaining. I like the song 100 Feet Tall. It's about him getting to meet Mr. T when he was younger. And it has some funny lyrics. But yeah, it's new Aesop Rock record was pretty dang solid. Don't think I like it as much as Garbology. Excuse me, let me take a drink here.
How professional.
Yes. If you have any interest, I do recommend it. It's not half bad. That is the new music that I was going to talk about today. I apparently need to stop taking drinks of that or just go get more water.
Diluted a bit.
Yeah. Outside of new music, we have some regular news. Let's start with the oldest one. Slipknot let go of Jay Weinberg, their drummer, which I was actually kind of bummed out about. I really liked Jay. I thought he was a good drummer. I don't think they really named a reason, and Jay Weinberg himself told people, Loudwire and stuff like that, that it seemed really out of nowhere. So just something's up with Slipknot, man. Clown and Corey seem to be kicking people out left and right, and I'm not sure if it's going to be good for them as they continue, especially with their last record, The End so far, not being very well received, at least from people that I know and critics. They thought it was average at best, and I thought it was violently okay.
I don't even know what do you mean by violently okay?
Just it is so okay it hurts.
You wanted more.
I wanted more. A couple of songs were really good. Other ones were like hot trash. So it wasn't a great record.
Cut me up and fuck me up.
I like that song. That's off of 0.5 The Gray Chapter.
Oh, is that?
Yes.
Oh, I thought that was a newer song. Whoops.
Nope, that was a couple of records old. Kiss announces a new era. They will continue as a virtual band. I
really absolutely hate this.
Yeah, pretty much same.
I want them to die. Not like actual die. I'm not making threats or wishes. But as a band, I want them to stop. I'm so sick of this. Okay, we're going to do our last thing. It's the final tour.
It's like, lol, never mind.
Hi, my name's Gene Simmons, and all I want is money.
Money. Yeah. George Lucas's visual effects company, Industrial Lights and Magic, was tasked with creating the new virtual Kiss.
I hope it's awful. I hope it's bad. I want it to fail so hard.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about hologram shows in general, unless if your name is the Gorillas, which I think is actually kind of cool. But
or
like, especially when they Death Clock,
even though both of these have live people still doing stuff.
Correct. I don't know how to feel about it when it's like a dead artist that they bring back via hologram. Like I know they did a Dio show
and
like
a Tupac show. Was it
and
Tupac?
A Tupac show? I think they did do Tupac. But I just remember the Dio one, and I think they did a Michael Jackson one too, and I was like, I don't really, I don't know, it's odd. I guess if like everybody's family is okay with it, that's one thing, but also if you're just retiring as a band and you're doing this now, it just seems like a cash grab.
Yeah. Speaking of everyone's well, before we get into that, just for the matter of the fact, like I see what you're saying and everything, and it does seem like a cash grab, but at the same time, it gives people somewhat a chance to see somebody that they didn't get to see in some ways. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But speaking of a family, Power Trip, they recently did a show kind of off the spot. They did 5-song set and everything, and the family of the late singer is not happy about it. They weren't invited, and they weren't like asked about who should do the singing and everything. And I'm going to say this, I feel bad for the family. It sucks that their son died and everything. But this is still a band. They should be able to keep going.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. They shouldn't have to run it by you. I guess it would be nice if they did, but they don't. I don't see a reason that they would have to let them know, like, hey, we're gonna play another show, or hey, who do you think we should replace as a vocalist? It just seems a little bit much.
Yeah, it seems in bad taste, like on the family. So I figured I should bring that up since we're talking about family and everything.
No, you're good. I completely forgot about the power trip thing, so you're completely good to open that up. And then I have a couple of lists. I figured we might look at those after our reviews. I have the 25 best rock and metal albums of 2023, and I also have a 50 best metal albums of all time, both from Loudwire, our favorite.
Boomer.
Boomers. Well, it's not as bad as Rolling Stone. Come on.
Oh, fair enough.
And then we got a couple of things of gaming news. First of all, I guess what I would consider to be the most prevalent, they just announced they're going to be dropping a trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6 after like over 10 years of them milking GTA 5. And I know it's been 10 years of them milking GTA 5 because it was released in 2013, I think. So on the 5th of December, which this podcast will probably be coming out after. So by the time you listen to this, the trailer might be out or will probably be out already. And I don't know. I like GTA. I'm excited for a new one, but it really just depends on what they do with this one. I want something a little different. I don't really want GTA 5 2. You know what I mean?
I do, but I feel like that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, probably. It is probably going to be that. Just running on newer consoles. I'm excited to see how it looks, see what they're going to do with the new tech and things of that nature. But we'll see what'll happen. The announcement says trailer 1, and we'll probably get more than one trailer. I'm just reading off of the article at this point. It's one heck of a way to get the hype started, yada, yada, yada. So, new GTA trailer. Looking forward to that. A trailer that was already released is for the Fallout TV show. I have not actually watched the trailer yet, but I have seen the screenshots, and it looks pretty interesting. I'm not really big on Fallout in general, but the show looks kind of cool, and I might check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. Have you checked that out at all? Are you a Fallout guy?
I am not a Fallout guy, but it does look interesting, and people are super stoked about it. Also, Halo is getting desperate in terms of TV shows, it seems.
I keep forgetting they have a TV show.
I think everyone wishes they could.
Really? Was that not liked?
No, it wasn't. Not only that, but there wasn't even a Halo in the first season.
Boo.
So
I forgot that the Halos are like
the whole point of the game.
Yes.
You know, the title. Apparently, second season will have a Halo in it, though.
Nice.
And I can't seem to find the article again, but wait, you know what? While I'm talking, I'll see if I can find it. But the Halo Season 2 is going to be free to watch?
Mm-hmm.
Halo Season 1 now streaming for free. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, yeah, just the first season's free to watch.
Oh, okay.
And in hopes that it'll spark your desires to watch the second season.
I'm not interested in watching the Halo TV show.
I am not either.
So yeah, Halo TV show, Fallout TV show. And then I have like a list here of the best indie games, I guess just in general. And they're segmented by genre.
Okay.
We got indie exploration games, A Short Hike, Umurangi Generation, and Proteus, games I've never heard of. So we will continue, unless if you have.
Proteus sounds familiar, but I don't know it.
The best indie adventure games. This one I've actually heard of. I own it, but I haven't played it yet, called The Forgotten City. Yeah, apparently it started out as a Skyrim mod.
Yeah.
And I did not realize that. From my understanding, it's like a time loop game.
Yep.
And I do kind of want to check it out, but I've never heard anything bad about it, so I do want to check it out eventually. So it's the only PS5 physical game I own right now. So, and then there's Spider in the Web, which is actually a text-based game that was released in 98. Oh, so it's like talking about any indie game. Okay, interesting. Text adventure lo-fi game. The Red Strings Club is another one. I have not heard of that one. However, I have heard of Disco Elysium, which is the first entry in the best indie RPGs. And I have heard nothing but good things about Disco Elysium, and I do really want to play it as well.
It's one of the few games that you can kill yourself right in the beginning.
Oh. Okay.
And just end the game completely.
Interesting. Did not know that.
Yeah. It's like you take some medicine or something, and then you drink alcohol afterwards.
Oh, interesting. That's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard really good things about Disco Elysium. And it just got released on PlayStation Now, or whatever it's called now. So I might check that out for free. This is an anime game, so I don't care.
No.
I'm kidding. It's a game called Recettear.
You can... Okay, I've never heard of it.
Recettear. Recettear. An item shop's tale. Have not heard of it. I have heard of Pyre. It's by Supergiant Games, who also make Hades. And apparently it's very similar. It's a isometric style game. And I do want to play the different Supergiant games as well.
Just in case they're as good.
I don't think they'll be as good. I'm so looking forward to Hades 2, man.
I didn't even know there was a Hades 2.
Oh, yeah. The trailer looks really good. I'm excited for it. And then I've heard of this one, too. I'm not going to play it just because I watched Northern Lion play all of it. Not that there isn't any others to do because it's an RPG, so maybe I should play it at some point. But it's called West of Loathing.
Oh, yeah, West of Loathing, yeah.
It's a very funny game, and it's
I watched
it's a solid RPG.
Iplier play it.
Mr. Iplier, yeah. I was wishing NL was going to play the sequel, which is called Shadows Over Loathing, but apparently the designer got into hot water or something like that, so NL decided just not to play it.
Yo,
so it's
designers and game people and YouTubers and music people, can you guys stop doing stuff?
Yeah, just stop. If you made something popular, just don't do.
Just don't do. just stop doing things that make people mad.
I'm going to skip over most of the puzzle games except Papers, Please, because it's the one that I've heard of.
I tried playing Papers, Please. Puzzle? I guess it is a puzzle game.
A little bit, yeah. I tried playing Papers, Please, but it wasn't really my shtick. It was interesting, but I did not get much enjoyment out of it. Here we go. This is my genre. Indie roguelites, starting out with Hades. Hades is a perfect game, and I will hear no other arguments. I
have no arguments to give.
It is fantastic. If you have not played it, I highly suggest it. It's
garbage.
Good... shut up. It's really good entry to roguelikes because it's not super, super brutal, but it can be if once you beat the game the first time, you get to do something called the Pact of Punishment.
You pansies, just go and play Rogue.
I have not played Rogue. I kind of want to, but sure, it's dated as all get out at this point. So, yeah, play Hades. It's fun. Enter the Gungeon. It's another really, really, really good game. Much harder than Hades.
It's so hard. I hate it.
I'm trying to think. Have I beaten like a full run yet? I don't know if I've beaten the Lich or not.
There's only one roguelite I have beaten, and that is Faster Than Light.
I have not played Faster Than Light.
It is fun. It is very difficult. And the only way I beat it was I had the most weaponized ship out there, which has like an automatic laser cannon on it. And I still almost died. And then I was going to try a stealth run, and that didn't go well.
Indie sim and survival games, starting off with a classic Stardew Valley.
Oh my!
Of course. Do you not like Stardew Valley?
I have nothing against it.
I've not played it. I want to, but I have not played it.
It's a very nice, cozy / not cozy game. It's cozy, but it has monsters in it that you can fight.
So it's just like it's a modern Harvest Moon.
Yeah, that's actually 100% what it is.
Just what it is. Yeah. Don't Starve / Don't Starve Together. I've always wanted to play Don't Starve Together, but
you are alone and by yourself.
I am. So I'm not much else to say about that one other than going into Subnautica.
Oh yes, now that one I love.
Subnautica is really cool. I've played a little bit of it, and then I've watched NL play a ton of it.
It is very scary for
It
a
is
game
quite
that's
scary.
not a horror game.
I would argue that it's a horror game.
No,
at
Ocean
the
just
point
scary.
That's fair. But I love the there's a specific voice line once you go out into like really are you sure what you're doing is worth it or whatever, and I'm like, that is such a good line.
Yeah, and it's also a smart way instead of putting invisible walls. Because that's what it is. It's going outside the zone of the game. And so it's just like, hey, man, you're going the wrong way. There are big, scary creatures out here. And then if you keep going, a giant Leviathan that's bigger than anything you've seen in the game comes and kills you.
Yeah. And then I've seen mods of people putting in like the biggest Leviathan, the biggest Leviathan that like they modded into the game because it wasn't actually added, and the dang thing is huge.
Yes.
Oh man,
I'm getting distracted because I have a very good cat.
Nice. Frostpunk. I know a little bit about Frostpunk, but I have not gotten the chance to play it. It seems like a brutal survival game, though.
Yeah, it does.
Into the Breach. This is an indie strategy game. I'm pretty sure Into the Breach is based off of it's not Mech Warrior, is it?
I mean,
do you know what
Into
the Breach is?
No, but there is a game called Mech Warrior.
Into the Breach is a mech game. It looks really interesting. I have not gotten the chance to play it.
Then they would probably be Mech Warrior. Yeah, that looks like
gotcha.
Yeah, that's Mech Warrior. That's BattleTech.
BattleTech, that's the name I was trying to
Mech Warrior and BattleTech are the same thing.
Okay, gotcha.
BattleTech was the original name, and then later the video games came out, I think, and the video games are called Mech Warrior.
Okay, I see. And then the last category that I'll talk about is the best indie platformers. We're just going to start off hot with Spelunky 2. I freaking love Spelunky 2, but it is definitely one of the hardest games I've ever played. You will die, just in general. But it's fun. I've beaten a single run out of the hundreds of runs I have attempted. And I stream it every Tuesday at twitch.com/WASD_Gamecom if anybody's interested.
Wait, do you actually?
Yeah, I started streaming again.
Oh.
Which I forgot to talk about, but yes.
Fun story. I tried to stream once.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have the energy to actually do it.
Yeah, I have that issue when, because like the last couple of Tuesday streams, I try to go live at like 1 or 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, just giving people all the information if they want to watch. Sometimes I just don't feel like it, but I kind of push myself to do it anyway, and then I usually end up having fun. Except Spelunky's very frustrating, so I get mad by the end of it.
For me, it was all the tech stuff that was hard.
Yeah, that's fair. It took me a long time to get stuff working the way I want it to.
I streamed like 2 hours of Doom Eternal, and I also recorded it because I was like, oh, hey, I will start a YouTube channel on top of this, so let's record and post the videos and stuff. And then I listened to it, and my mic and the video game audio were so off.
Yeah.
And I was just
it takes a long time to get started.
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't think I have the patience for this.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I kind of do.
Well, to be fair, it is your career.
True, videos and stuff like that. But we're going to...
Ethan, I got important news.
What's the news?
Succotash is making biscuits.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight, another game I have not played, but I've heard is fantastic.
I thought we were doing lists at the end of this.
Well, we only have 2 more games to do.
Oh, fair enough. I need to play Hollow Knight.
Yeah, which was including Hollow Knight. The last thing was Celeste, and I've heard of Celeste, but I've not played it.
I've heard good things if you like platformer puzzle games.
Cool. So we'll do the medal lists, or at least one of them, after our reviews. I can't remember who went first. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, but before we go, one other thing. Do you want to talk about how bad AAA games have been this year?
Yeah.
At least
AAA
some
games
of
have
them.
been kind of,
I'm not including Spider-Man 2 in that, for instance.
No, Spider-Man 2 was quite good because I did end up playing that. It was really, really fun. There have been like a lot of licensed games that have come out recently, which, what a shock, licensed game bad. But
yeah,
man,
but these are extra bad. These are like 2006 licensed game bad.
Yeah, with that King Kong game that got released that was not even finished, which kind of was a bummer. I was actually kind of looking forward to it because the last King Kong game that came out was Peter Jackson's King Kong, and that game was actually fantastic back on the PS2, Xbox 360 days. And then I heard that there was a Walking Dead game that got released that was also complete garbage.
Fun fact, same publishers.
Yeah, so 2023 has not been amazing in terms of AAA video games.
Well, also like Modern Warfare 3 came out, and I like Call of Duty. I haven't played since Black Ops 2, but I like me a COD. They have good stories every now and again if you like action war movies. But this last Modern Warfare was apparently really bad, and the campaign was only 4 hours long, and it was like a $70 game.
Oh, fun. Yeah. That's like The Darkness 2.
And everyone was like, this just feels like a DLC that I paid $70 for.
Jeez. Video game companies have been greedy lately. I mean, not even counting because the whole like loot boxes and loot crate things has kind of died down in recent years.
Pay for skins is still on the verge, though.
Yeah. Well, no, then Mortal Kombat 1, apparently they had like fatalities behind a paywall.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I have not played Mortal Kombat 1, so I don't know what the extent of it was, but I think it was like a
Switch version.
No, I'm not going to get the Switch version.
This was another version of bad AAA game.
Speaking of the Switch, they just released all of the Arkham games on Switch.
I've also heard not great.
Really? I haven't heard anything about it, but those games are great. So if they ever actually like become playable, I highly recommend them.
10 most disappointing AAA games of 2023. Forspoken, which was a PS4 game or PS5 game I was really looking forward to.
But I just heard that one was just slightly disappointing. Not that it was actively bad.
Yeah, well, this is the 10 most disappointing AAA games.
Oh, fair. Okay, yeah.
Redfall.
Yep, I heard Redfall was hot trash, which sucks because it's
Arcane
Studios, which after I played Deathloop last year, I was like, can't wait for the next Arcane game.
Yeah. Forza Motorsport, who cares about a racing game? Atomic Heart, I was really sad about it.
Yeah, I heard that was another one that wasn't terrible. It was just weird.
Well, it wasn't great. The voice acting was awful, man. From the videos I watched.
Oh.
It was very bad, in my opinion. Not like bad in terms of performance, but bad in terms of writing.
Yeah. I got a little bit of that from the Zero Punctuation video over it.
Yeah. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1.
Yeah, I heard that one had some issues because it was running off the PAL versions instead of the Americanized or NTSC or whatever it's called.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, we already talked about. Firewall Ultra, I don't know anything about this.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I've never heard of this. It's a VR game, apparently. The Last of Us Part 1 PC edition.
I don't remember what was wrong with that one.
Graphics are bad.
Okay, so it was a poor port.
Yeah, it was a bad port. Which, obviously, it's a PC port. Or a port to PC, I mean. They never go well. Starfield. I've heard mixed reviews about Starfield.
Yeah, I've watched Jake play a little bit of it and it looked fun, but it just Bethesda isn't really my shtick.
Yeah, Bethesda's not my stick either. And then I'm a little surprised about this one, but Counter-Strike 2.
I don't know much about it.
Yeah, I don't know about Counter-Strike 2 either. So yeah, AAA studios do better. I mean, come on, Lethal Company 2. Not Lethal Company 2. Lethal Company is...
I was about to say, they're already on number 2. That's like some FNAF level of releasing games.
Lethal Company is doing amazing. It was made by one person. Like, come on. It's not hard, guys. I mean
it's incredibly hard.
It's very challenging, but it's not hard.
Foreheads.
Just make a game.
Jeez. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes.
Yes, the meat and potatoes. Very healthy diet.
Mitchell.
Yes.
What did you listen to?
I can totally remember what I listened to. I did listen to it, and I listened to the right record, so don't worry about it.
You know, I'm not even going to blame you because I have issues remembering what the album is called too. I know Soreption, but I always forget what the album is called for some reason.
Spoiler warning, it was my turn to announce it. Soreption, Monument of the End is what I listened to. Some techie death, if you will. A little bit different. It was a bit different from the tech death I'm used to. I'm used to it being much more Archspire beyond creation when it comes to tech death.
Right.
A lot more of the that stuff.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
This was much more on the low end of tech death and everything in terms of like tonality. Still techie though. And they do the but it's lower.
Right.
Rhythmically, I loved it. Sonically, I loved it. The vocals, they were okay. They were vocals. But when you listen to tech death, unless you're listening to Archspire, that's a totally different scenario. Are you really coming there for the vocals? Your opinion as a vocalist does not matter.
Fine.
I mean, the whole point about technical death metal is to show off technicality of your playing.
Yeah.
The vocals, unless, again, you're Archspire, because he's very techie with them vocals.
Ollie makes me mad.
Ollie makes everybody mad. You're going there for the instrumentation and the blah. So, overall, the record, great. I really loved Children of Automaton, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, that's a great one.
It's great.
Children of the Automaton.
Yeah. I really love that record because there was some rhythmic about the vocals and the instrumentation that just hits the sweet spot. Also, there were some guest stars on it, but I think there's one specific guest star that you wanted me to notice.
Yeah.
And that's one Mr. Ryan of the Travis.
Yep, he was on the last track.
He is on the last track. I did not fully dig his vocals on this.
Yeah, so the first time I heard it, I thought was, wow, is this a discount Travis Ryan?
It was, but not because you weren't getting Travis Ryan, but because the mic. I think it's the mix.
Yeah.
He was like really quiet during his like
because he was doing like the melodic vocals.
Yeah. So when he went to his like regular screams and everything, he sounded great, but the melodic vocals were quiet. It was kind of hard to hear him.
Yeah, man, just something about Dave Otero. He's got that down.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
Well, Dave Otero is the one that really, like, they've gone to him for the past 3 or 4 cattle records now.
You meant Dave Otero's got it down for cattle decaf. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm not sure who. Actually, let's see if I can find it. Who did Soreption?
Watch it be Dave Otero. That would be hilarious.
It might be producer. Nevo Studios, Sound Refraction Studios. Okay, it was some people in Sweden.
The Swedes should know better. But yeah, it was a good record. It's tech death. There's not a lot to say. Like, let me come up with some highlights. I mean, the instrumentation was good, and it was different for a tech death record. In that, again, it's not like all solos and everything. It's more about
It's riffy.
Yeah, it's very riffy. It's got a lot of good riffage. You still get over the top 7, 8 string guitars and a 6 string bass because of course you do. What is tech death without at least 6 strings on your bass guitar? The vocals are fine, but they're not amazing. The lyrics were like oh god, what's the first track? I was making fun of it.
The antipresent.
Yeah, the antipresent. He says we are the anti-present perception a lot.
Yeah, I mean that's the chorus.
Yeah. But it gets old after a while.
I actually really like that song.
Of course you do.
I think it's I mean, it's a good opener.
Fair enough.
And I also love the title, King of Undisputed Nonsense.
That is a good title. Overall, solid 7. It's a good record. It's good tech depth. It's a little bit different. I have no real complaints on it. It didn't like super grab me, but it does, in fact, satiate me.
It was a safe record.
It was a safe record. You would have probably been really surprised if it was like, this sucks.
I would have, but it wouldn't be the first time I've heard somebody say that.
Yeah.
Cole Chavez, I think, from Fleshbore, does not like Soreption at all because he thinks it's way too overproduced.
It's tech death. Tech death is overproduced.
Yeah. I don't really know where he's coming from on that, if I'm remembering correctly that it was him that said it. But I mean, I think it's also because Soreption is one of those bands that sounds very samey across their whole discography.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, one of my complaints is this does if you told me to like pick out the songs by ear, I probably wouldn't be able to do it. Except for the fact that he says the title in each of the tracks.
So yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I figured it was a bit of a safe bet, but I've been waffling on giving that to you for like the past 3 or 4 episodes. So finally got that out of the way. You, on the other hand, or were you done? Did you have anything else to say?
I might pick it up.
You might pick it up?
Okay. I might pick it up. I don't know if I'll pick up their entire discography, but, you know, I might pick up that album. It's a good album.
Yeah, it's a solid listen.
Also,
I like it
it's sci-fi as hell, which, again, tech debt.
True. It's a quick listen, too. It's only about 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
33. So, yeah. Soreption's Monument of the End. Glad you liked it. You, on the other hand, gave me some Swedish... this is a lot. Gothic, alternative, progressive rock metal. According to Metallo.
But we can just keep it to it's progressive metal with a little
progressive metal. Apparently they were doom/death early on. Interesting.
Yeah. So actually Michael Ockerfeldt did vocals on the first record, I believe.
Oh, I definitely want to let me double check. Dance of Decembers of Souls lineup?
No, Brave what is it? Brave Murder Days, I think is what it is.
Okay, that's their second record.
Is that their second?
But it doesn't say okay, Michael Ockerfeldt vocal. He does the harsh vocals on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's the only record that they have harsh vocals on, I'm pretty sure. Except maybe their first one.
So when I was listening to the record, Spotify did the thing where once the record was over, it started playing other songs of theirs. I forget which album it was, but there were harsh vocals on it, but I don't think it was either of those two. It's not like it was overblown with harsh vocals. It was just there, like here and there. Apparently, they also were originally known as Melancholium.
Huh.
Which, anyway, we're talking about the album Night is the New Day. And I actually kind of understand their name of Melancholium because their album is a bit melancholic in terms of the
That's a very common theme.
Yeah, very common theme and tone. I'm kind of two minds on this record. As a whole, I don't think I dig it a lot, but there are certain songs that I do really enjoy. I like Liberation. Liberation's a solid track. I like Nephilim. And I really like the opener, Forsaker, but everything else kind of bleeds into one another, doesn't stick out a lot. I think the problem was with how heavy some of the sections are. I was expecting harsh vocals, and I didn't, and it was just kind of really, really soft singing, normal vocals, and I just wasn't in the mood for that when I was listening to this record as I was listening to it. especially the first couple of times. Since then, I kind of get where it's coming from, so that's where I'm of two minds on it. I think what it's doing, I think it's doing really well, but it's not necessarily something that I would listen to all the time. I think the opener is pretty solid for Saker. That's one of the songs I actually do just genuinely like, especially the longer take where he says Forsaker in the first chorus for a specific part. He's a good singer, and the songs that I like for it, that is what I dig, but I was really just expecting some harsh vocals here and there, and it just never came.
Do you recognize him from the Ocean Collective now in the one song he did?
A little bit, yeah. So
Okay.
I've actually still been listening to that record. A lot of it's weird on my Spotify Wrapped, like my top songs of 2023, it's filled with Brown Bird and the Ocean Collective
I'm okay
from
with
those
that.
records. I actually think almost the entirety of both records are in my top songs, which I think is it's like 100 some. Let me check. I think it's like 100 some odd songs in there. I'm gonna check just because it gives me something else to do. Yeah, it's 100 songs. So a lot of that is the Ocean and Brown Bird. Brown Bird somehow made it into my top 5 artists in general, which I was very surprised by.
You've been hitting that Brown Bird pretty hard.
Indeed. Which that sounds really dirty now that you say it, and I don't like it. But yeah, so Katatonia Night is the New Day. I remembered because we had given given each other our albums when before we went to go see Ne Obliviscaris and Beyond Creation and whatever that first band was that I was kind of like meh about. And you told me that you had seen Katatonia live and you thought they were very boring live.
Yeah, so
Which I said I could see that because in some sections in the music I was bored.
For me, it's just so when I say they're boring, I don't mean they're bad. It's just the energy that they give off is not the energy that I want at a show.
Mm-hmm.
They're very like, I want to sit in a beanbag chair in a dark room.
Yeah,
with low lighting.
I can see that.
Listening to them or on a long
cry.
drive. Yeah. It's not high energy. And I feel the same way like if I went and did Bell Witch. Like, do I think Bell Witch is going to be bad live? No. But it's doom and it's slow and chuggy. And this is the same thing.
When it comes to like a rating, I'm kind of two minds about it, like I said. But if I were to like combine, like they're really, really good at what they do, but it's also something that I'm not really into, or at least I have to be in a right mood for it.
Yeah.
I'm probably sitting at like a 5.5 or a 6.
Ooh. I was hoping for at least a 7.
6.5 might be the best I can do. But I'm kind of sitting in that 5.5, 6 area because there was nothing I really particularly disliked, but and the fact that I do enjoy a handful of songs kind of gives it that edge from it just being like a straight 5.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like my death zone when it comes to like how I would end up rating stuff, because I remember I gave Letters from the Colony a 5, and it was like my worst of that year when we did our albums ranked. But yeah, it's definitely not bad. It's not the favorite thing you've given me by any stretch of the imagination, but there were a handful of songs that I liked, and they're songs I'll continue to listen to, and I think that that's a solid thing to have, even if the record as a whole wasn't really my shtick.
All right, fair enough. Would you check out more of their stuff or nah?
I'm not against it. Like I said, a couple of songs popped up after I listened to the record, and I thought it was way more interesting because it had harsh vocals. Just in terms of what the song was doing, I thought that the harsh vocals really complemented it. And I do still think that if there were harsh vocals in this record in combination with the cleans, I probably would have enjoyed it more. Just because that's kind of what I was expecting. Like when you listen to Forsaker, that like that intro, I was like, this is so heavy.
Yeah.
And then it drops into the except that pattern is the ocean and not Katatonia. That I just randomly sang. That's my bad. But yeah, so Night is the New Day, Katatonia, I'm feeling about like a 5.5 or a 6 out of it. If you listen to Forsaker and you really like it, check out the rest of the record. I also recommend Liberation and Nephilim.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take what I can get these days.
It's not like you, to be fair, you don't really bat badly at all. I've only like disliked 2 things you've given me.
Which was
3 things.
Letters of the Colony,
Maybe
which I
4
understood.
things.
And I still will never understand Ulcerate.
I just can't get into it. I can't get into Ulcerate. My roommate really likes Ulcerate from what he's heard. So when he told me that the other day, he pulled up, it's like, I really like this band Ulcerate. And then he pulled up Staring to Death and Be Still. And I was like, damn it. It's like, I don't get it. But that and Dissona wasn't really my shtick either.
Yeah, I can kind of get Dissona, even if you're wrong about it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so that was our reviews of the day, everybody. And
wow.
Yeah.
This is a short episode too.
I mean, our last few episodes have been running about an hour, which I'm not against, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's nice to edit something shorter than 4 hours long.
But 4 hours though.
That is different to say that we still have a couple lists to do.
We do have a couple of lists, and we also have to give each other music, and
we do. We do. Do you want to go over the 50 best metal albums of all time first, or the 25 best of this year?
Let's do this year.
Okay. Do you want me to just go over everything, but we'll just stop if there's an interesting one to talk about?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to just go to the ones that we probably heard of?
Let's go through the entire thing and just if one's yeah.
Okay. So we got the first one is something I've never heard of. It's VV, which stands for Ville Valo with Neon Noir. Have not heard about it.
Never heard of it.
The second one I have heard of. This is Sanguiza Sugabog with Homicidal Ecstasy. Sanguiza Sugabog, which I think I'm actually saying correctly for once, is they're a brutal death metal band, but that's really just it. That's their shtick. They play straight brutal death, and I don't understand why people freak out about them so much. They are incredibly popular, and when I listen to them, I don't see anything interesting, in my opinion. I'm sure you have not listened to them, or if you have,
they're
you probably
like my
turned it off
favorite
very
band.
quickly.
They're my favorite.
Exactly. Now, I heard Homicidal Ecstasy was a step up from their last release, but I have not checked it out yet. I don't intend to either. They've just kind of lost me. So if anybody has like a song or something that they can recommend, by all means, I'll check it out. But Sanguiza Sugabog, not exactly my shtick. This one's for you, In Flames, Foregone.
It's such a good album, but it's very front-loaded.
Okay. I still need to check it out. I have not listened to it yet.
If you liked older In Flames, like Come Clarity and everything, which is like older, quote-unquote, you'll like it.
Okay. I do dig Come Clarity. Next one is Paramore. This is why. I have not heard anything off of it. I'm not the biggest Paramore fan.
Yeah, I'm not going to be listening to Paramore anytime soon.
Godsmack's Lighting Up the Sky. I'll pass.
I'm sorry, what?
Godsmack Lighting Up the Sky, released in February of this year.
But it's in the top 25 albums.
Apparently.
But it's a Godsmack record.
But it's a Godsmack record. Needless to say, Godsmack delivered on Lighting Up the Sky from proggy opener You and I.
I'm sorry. This sounds fake. Proggy?
That's what Loudwire says.
Oh, okay. I'm going to pull it up while we talk, and hopefully
I was about to say it's time for another listening session.
Yeah.
Song is called You and I.
By Lady Gaga.
No, it's Godsmack.
All right.
Have fun. It's also apparently going to be their last full release.
Good. This is coming
Zulu.
from somebody who was a Godsmack fan at one point, by the way.
I like a couple of songs, but they have a good cover of Come Together. Zulu, A New Tomorrow. I have not heard of it.
Nope.
Peripheries, Gent is not a genre.
I hate Periphery.
I'm not a fan. I did listen to the song Zagreus because it's named after the main character of Hades, and they do reference a particular sting from Hades in the music, which I thought was interesting, but it's just not my shtick. I don't understand Periphery. Jesus Piece, So Unknown. I've heard of Jesus Piece. I have not listened to it. Metallica, 72 Seasons. I'm gonna be a contrarian here and say it does not belong on the best 25 records of the year. I like 72 Seasons. I think it's not a bad album, but it's a bit bloated, and I don't think it's one of the best albums of 2023.
I don't hear the prog, by the way. This sounds like very generic rock.
Maybe they were overblowing it a little, or maybe he just hasn't gotten there yet. You never know. Drains, Living Proof. I've not heard of it. Sleep Token, Take Me Back to Eden.
I don't know. I feel like I got to give Sleep Token another shot, man.
So from what I've heard of Sleep Token, I haven't hated, but it's just not my thing. Yeah, it's just not my thing. Avenged Sevenfold's Life is But a Dream. I've heard people say this album is amazing, and I've heard people say this album is hot trash.
I mean, I'm on the hot trash side, but that's just because I don't like Avenged Sevenfold.
But to be fair, I have not listened to it at all, so I can't have an opinion.
All right, well, I'm 2.5 minutes in, and I'm done.
Was it bad?
It just sounds like a rock song. Like, it kind of reminded me of Clutch a little bit.
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
It just sounds like every rock song I've ever heard. Like,
interesting.
It's fine. If it came on the radio, I'd probably be like,
Foo Fighters, But We Are Here.
People like Foo Fighters.
But here we are. I do like Foo Fighters, but I've never been interested in just sitting down and listening to the Foo Fighters. It's always like, I want to listen to some of their hits, and then I'm good.
Yeah.
Jelly Roll, I don't like Jelly Roll, just in general. I don't like his face. I don't like his music. Moving on.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's his album called Witsit Chapel. I'm confused because I keep seeing him in country rock. Okay. I was like, I kept hearing it in terms of country and I don't get it. But we're like, why is he on a rock list? It's country rock. And it's also David Draymond approved.
Oh, that's the badge of honor I always need.
Queens of the Stone Age, In Times New Roman. I have not listened to it, but I might because I listened to their last record and I thought it was really good. I like Queens of the Stone Age. Nita Strauss, The Call of the Void. I've never really listened to Nita Strauss. I know that she is a popular guitarist.
She's very popular. I see news articles about her all the damn time.
And there are a bunch of guests on this record. Apparently, Lizzie Hale, Alyssa White-Gluz, David Draymond, Chris Motionless, Alice Cooper, Lilith Czar, Anders Frieden, Marty Friedman, and Dorothy. Is Anders Frieden in Flames?
No, that's wait, is it? Frieden. I think that's At the Gates.
Nope, heavy metal band In Flames.
Oh. I'm dumb. I know what I'm talking about.
Greta Van Fleet, Starcatcher. Pass.
Lead singer At the Gates.
Seven Dust's Truth Killer.
I've heard good things
I've heard good things about them, yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm fucking stupid. Thomas Lindbergh is at the Gates.
Thomas Lindbergh is at the Gates. And who would want him guesting on a thing because he sounds bad? Mammoth WVH Mammoth 2.
It's stylized.
Stylized, yeah. I've never listened to Mammoth WVH, which is
that sounds like a wrestler.
It kind of does, doesn't it? No, it's Eddie Van Halen's son.
Ah, okay.
Wolfgang Van Halen, I think. Filter, The Algorithm. The only song by Filter I know is Hey Man, Nice Shot.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know most of these.
You'll know this one, Cannibal Corpse, Chaos Horrific. We never even talked about the new Cannibal Corpse record. I listened to it. It's a Cannibal Corpse record.
I feel
That's
like
pretty much it.
I feel like we've been running into that a lot, like lately.
What?
Just like it's another record for this band.
Yeah.
Lamb of God is an example. Even Opeth sometimes it's like, yep, it's another Opeth record.
Well, it's one of those things that once you've been around for 30 years, you're kind of going to get into a groove unless if you really just want to change things up.
Unless you're Devin Townsend. Even Devin Townsend.
Unless if you're Devin Townsend.
Even Devin Townsend has the sound. It's called weird.
Exactly. No, Chaos Horrific by Cannibal Corpse. It was fine. If you like Cannibal Corpse, you'll like it. I have not gone back to listen to much of it. Creeper, Sanguivore. Never heard of Creeper. What the hell? So this is a quote from the article. If the only thing you thought was missing from Meatloaf's music was a gothic twinge and lyrics about a certain lord and savior performing oral sex inside of a strip club, then Sanguivore, the third album from UK's Creeper, should fit you like a latex bodysuit.
Well, I've never been more turned off by an album description.
Same. Yeah, I'll pass on that. Blink 182. Screw Blink 182. The Rolling Stones. They released a new record?
Yes, they did.
And Dirty Honey. I've never heard of it.
I actually have, but know nothing about it.
Interesting. All right, so those were apparently I refuse to believe that a Rolling Stones record in 2023 makes the top 25 albums of the year.
Apparently their newer records have been really good lately. My mom really liked the last Rolling Stones record that came out.
Interesting. Maybe I should check it out. But for these, it's usually a popularity contest. Because, like, of course, why else would Metallica's 72 Seasons be in there? And this is coming from somebody that loves Metallica. I like Saint Anger. Like, that should just put it into perspective.
That should cancel all your opinions.
Nonsense. Saint Anger's a great record. So that was apparently the top 25 best rock metal albums of the year. Terrasite wasn't even on there, so shut up. That's also a thing. I didn't even think Terrasite was amazing. It was just okay.
It was another cattle
decap record.
And that's coming from a guy that likes cattle decap.
That's coming from a guy that loves cattle decap. Has a couple of my favorite songs on there, but as a whole, it's just another cattle record. And let's go ahead and top it off with the top 50 albums of all time by Loudwire, which hopefully it's better than the top 100 albums where he did from Rolling Stone. Starting off at number 50, Accept, Balls to the Wall.
Oh, sure.
Heavy metal. 49, Mayhem, De Mysterious Dom Sathanas. It's the Blue Mayhem album with the blue castle. I think there's another album with a blue castle on it that should be above Mayhem.
Is it Black Dahlia Murder?
It is Black Dahlia Murder. I don't really understand Mayhem. It's
edgy.
It's black metal. Not really my shtick. Although I have... What's up?
Mayhem's black metal? Is that right?
Yeah, Mayhem's black metal.
Okay. It's been a while. There's like a band that I always thought was black metal, and then it turned out was not black metal, and I can't remember who that is.
I don't know. I have listened to some of Mayhem's newest material, and it's not half bad, but this is back when they were like fully into like the second wave black metal Satan stuff. Number 48, Slipknot, self-titled. I can accept it.
I'm kind of surprised that it's Slipknot.
I mean, in the top 50. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not Iowa, but also I know that this album isn't like one record per band.
True.
So who knows? This
album is not one record per band. Do you mean this list?
Yes, that's what I meant. Cannibal Corpse's Tomb of the Mutilated.
Sure. It's fine.
It's not their best record, in my opinion, especially because it's Chris Barnes.
But is that the one that has Hammer Smashed Face on it?
Yeah, it's the one with Hammer Smashed Face.
Well, of course it's going to be in there.
Dark Throne, A Blaze in the Northern Sky. It's another black metal record. Iron Maiden, self-titled. It's good. Morbid Angel's Altars of Madness. Sorry, I've never listened to it. I know it's a classic metal record, but I'm not a big Morbid Angel guy. Have you ever tried listening to them?
I'm not a Morbid Angel. Oh, I'm tired. I'm not a Morbid Angel fan.
That's fine. We'll kind of go rapid fire through some of these. Halloween, Keeper of the Seven Keys. I've never listened to Halloween.
I've never understood Halloween.
Aren't they just glam metal? Not glam metal. Power metal?
Yes.
Fair enough.
I don't get power metal.
I like power metal, but I haven't given them a shot. I feel like this is like one of your bands, Neurosis, Times of Grace.
You know, I have never listened to Neurosis.
I've heard they're good. I've heard a lot of good things about Neurosis. King Diamond's Abigail. I don't like King Diamond.
I absolutely hate King Diamond.
Bathory, self-titled.
Hold on. King Diamond gives me the same aesthetic as Kiss.
True.
He looks like he should be way heavier than he is. Except he does sing about Satan.
True, he does. Bathory's self-titled. Bathory, I think, is another black metal band.
They are.
Cool. Korn's self-titled.
It's Korn.
It's Korn. I can't tell. I know you were trying to do like a joking version of the scat thing, but it sounded like you were really messing up Ba Witta Ba by Kid Rock.
Also, a scatting thing.
Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath. Isn't Merciful Fate King Diamond? Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh. Gross.
Emperors, Anthems to the Welkin at Dusk.
Yeah, we get it.
I have actually listened to part of this record. It's not bad.
I need to give Emperor a shot.
Well, it's Isan, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I need to give Emperor a shot.
But yeah, I've heard it's a legendary record. It probably belongs on here. Speaking of that probably belongs on here, Metallica's The Black Album, which is actually Metallica self-titled, but whatever.
It's the Black Album.
It's the Black Album. It belongs here. I think it's probably in a decent place at number 36. Iron Maiden's Power Slave. It's a pretty good record. Not sure if it's better than the Black Album, but it's a pretty good record.
I'm still waiting for Number of the Beast to pop up. It's got to.
Definitely. Death, Human. Probably not the Death record I would choose.
Human's a good one, though.
It is a good one. I'm just... The later in the career they go, the more I like it. I really like Symbolic. I really like Sound of Perseverance.
Sound of Perseverance, so good.
It is. And you haven't listened to any other Death records.
I've listened to a little bit of Human and Symbolic. Just not all the way through.
Gotcha. Rust in Peace, Megadeth.
Gross.
It's a classic.
Anything
it's
Dave
got Holy
Mustaine
Wars
touches
on it.
is bad.
Metallica's Kill 'Em All.
I'm actually surprised it's not higher.
That's probably true. I feel that. I would put it above the Black Album in terms of pure enjoyment, even though I do like the Black Album. But Kill 'Em All, I've really grown to appreciate, especially after the remasters came out, and I could actually understand James.
Yeah, well, there is a better Black Album that should hopefully be on this list. Blackwater Park.
Oh, yes. Judas Priest, British Steel, classic.
Is that the one with Painkiller on it, or is there an album called Painkiller?
No, that's the one that has Breaking the Law. And also Living After Midnight.
I always forget that's a Judas Priest song.
Living After Midnight. It's pretty good. At the Gates, Slaughter of the Soul.
Good
I do
album.
believe it belongs on here. Honestly, I think it's a little low.
At
number 30.
Number 30? Yeah. We'll see what else is here.
Anthrax, Among the Living.
Oh, yeah, it's too low.
I actually do appreciate Anthrax.
They're my second favorite thrash. They're my second favorite of the big four.
Big four. Celtic Frost, or is it Celtic Frost? I've heard it both ways. To the Megatherion.
I know nothing about it except I believe it's black metal.
I think so too. He's using Jesus's arms as a slingshot. Entombed, Wolverine Blues. I'm surprised Left Hand Path isn't here.
Well, it could be later.
It could be, true. Exodus, Bonded by Blood.
Sure.
It's a thrash record.
It's a thrash
Dream
record.
Dream Theater's Images and Words.
Yeah.
I don't like Dream Theater.
But it's Dream Theater. We forgot to share the Dream Theater news.
Oh, right. Yeah. Quick
News
intermission. It's Mike Mangini is back in Dream Theater.
No, Mike Mangini, or Mangini as it's pronounced, is out of Dream Theater. Mike Portnoy is back in Dream Theater.
My mistake. Mike Port. They're both named Mike. Yeah.
Everyone needs a drummer named Mike. Unless you have a drummer named Mario or Thomas.
I was about to say Mike Patton is back in Dream Theater.
Mike Patton, back in Dream Theater. Would you like Dream Theater? I was about to say, would you like Dream Theater if Mike Patton was the singer?
I would like it. I would probably like it more than who they have now.
Mr.
That's
James
the one thing about
LeBray.
Dream Theater. I don't really like his vocals. I think they're okay when the only song I really like by Dream Theater is Panic Attack. Mainly because that riff is actually really good. They have good
riffs. Instrumentally, Dream Theater is fantastic. I hate them lyrically and vocally. They sound like every 80s prog rock band because they are a 80s prog rock / metal band.
Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime. I've always heard this record is really good.
Yeah, I've never listened to Queensryche, another classic prog rock / metal band.
Yeah, maybe at some point I'll give that a shot. That could be something I could do in the future, like take a listen to like a classic record I've never heard of and come back.
And then make me listen to it.
And then or we could just both agree on something too, to check something out.
Agree on something?
True. Black Sabbath's Heaven and Hell. I think this is a little too low at 23. I like it a lot more than a lot of Black Sabbath stuff. But it's the first record with Dio on it.
It's the one with Dio.
Slayer, Seasons in the Abyss. If I was going to... who am I kidding? Rain and Blood is going to be on later in this list. Seasons in the Abyss is actually one of the records I do like by them, though.
All right.
And I know that I can't... hit my microphone. I can't remember if I talked about it, but I did actually go and listen to the first 3 Slayer records.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Man, it's one of those things where I actually liked them all, but it's a thing where I listened to them back to back, and it was just too much. By the time I got to Rain and Blood, I'm like, I'm a little tired.
Yeah, that was a mistake on your part.
But I don't regret listening to the albums. Their first record, I actually think he does the high pitched like the stuff. I think he uses it too much in the first record. It's interesting. 21, Sepultura, Beneath the Remains. I figured Chaos AD would be on here.
I figured Bloody Roots would be on here.
That's also true. But yeah, I don't know much about Sepultura.
I mean, they're Brazilian.
Yeah.
They have a black lead singer now.
They do. Number 20, Rainbow with Rising, which is a Dio project.
I will take that. Rainbow Rising is great.
Terror Woman, Light in the Black, and Stargazer, all pretty solid songs. It's Richie Blackmore. Didn't know that. Number 19, Mastodon's Leviathan.
Why is it always Leviathan? We get it. You like Moby Dick. It's not their best record, damn it.
Wow, this is just one long sentence for the blurb. George and Mastodon had begun separating themselves from the American metal pack before they unleashed 2004's spectacular Leviathan. But the quartet, magnificently creative concept piece inspired by Herman Melville's Moby Dick, catapulted them beyond even the wildest expectations and marking them as perhaps the most important American heavy metal band since Pantera or Metallica. I disagree. Judas Priest, Sad Wings of Destiny.
Sure.
Which one?
What number are we on?
18 was Judas Priest, Sad Wings of Destiny. I don't know anything about this one.
Yeah, don't ask me.
I don't know anything about that one. Although number 17, we get to Dio's Holy Diver.
Classic.
It's a classic album, man.
It's a good
Can't
album.
go wrong with it. And I think it's appropriately placed, too. Although I could have seen it be in the top 10 as well, if we were going to go a little bit more boomery. Number 16, Black Sabbath's Black Sabbath.
Yeah, of course. It's always there.
It's a classic.
How much?
Number 15.
Hey, wait. How much you want to bet number 1 is Black Sabbath's Paranoid?
I can neither confirm nor deny this because I've looked at the list already. Number 15's Blackwater Park.
Hey, there it is. It's a good Opeth record.
It's a great record, and I'm glad that it's here. Number 15 is probably appropriate too, although I feel like it's a lot better than the next few records. Number 14, Venom's Welcome to Hell.
Sorry.
I don't know what you just said.
I actually was just making noise. I don't know why Venom is so popular, aside from the fact that they invented black metal.
I mean, I think that's why.
But they're not great.
I mean, that's true. Number 13, Toxicity by System of a Down.
It's an album.
I like Toxicity.
It's a good album.
Number 12, Motorhead's Ace of Spades.
Of course. Everyone loves a good Lemmy.
Tool, Lateralus. Number 11. Oh. It's actually the one Tool album I do like. Or the one that I've actually listened to.
Yeah, I was about to say, have you listened to any of the other ones?
Yeah, I've listened to bits and pieces of 10,000 Days. Or, yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
But none of the other ones. I know I own Undertow, Lateralus, and 10,000 Days, but I don't know where they all are
I feel like you like Tool more than you actually do if you gave them a listen, but at the same time,
it's not that I dislike Tool. I dislike Maynard.
I was about
Tool
to say,
fans.
I was about to say, it's not Tool's fault. It's Maynard's fault.
Exactly. They do make good music. I like Schism. I like Lateralus. I think it's a good song. It's the Fibonacci sequence, bro.
It's the Fibonacci sequence, bro.
Number 10. Top 10. Here we go. Master of Reality, Black Sabbath.
Of course.
Number 9, Megadeth's Peace Sells, But Who's Buying?
Gross. No, I'm not.
I would swap Rust in Peace and Peace Sells. I think Rust in Peace is the better record.
I would swap Megadeth for anything else.
Number 8, Ride the Lightning.
Sure.
Number 7, Screaming for Vengeance by Judas Priest. It's a good one.
Yeah, okay.
You Got Another Thing Coming is off of that record.
Ah.
And then number 6, Blizzard of Oz, Ozzy Osbourne.
Feeling real boomery
it's Crazy
down here.
Train. It's Crazy Train.
It's starting to feel
and
really...
Mr. Crowley.
Oh, Mr. Crowley's such a good song.
It is a great song. Pantera's Vulgar Display of Power.
Of course. Why is it always that one and not Cowboys from Hell?
It's weird, isn't it? I do think Cowboys from Hell. It's because it has Walk.
I think it has because it has Walk, because Mouth of War is on there.
Mouth for War, and then fucking Hostile.
I love Mouth for War, though.
It's a good song.
But I think it's because it's the last record they did.
That was not the last record they did. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure it was.
No, I don't think so.
Am I dumb?
Discography, please. No, the last one they did was Reinventing the Steel.
Huh. I'm dumb.
No, they did 3 records. They did 3 records after Vulgar Display.
Oh. Never mind then. Edit that out, please, so I don't sound dumb.
Nope, that's staying in.
No.
Number 4, Slayer's Rain in Blood.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Number 3, Number of the Beast.
There it is.
There it is. Number 2, Master of Puppets.
Okay, and let me guess. Number 1, Paranoid.
Wow. I'm going to get sued. Yeah, so obviously once you hit the top 10, the big hitters are there. But otherwise, not a terrible list. I like that they had Blackwater Park, and they had a couple of bands that I wouldn't have expected. I think that's that, Mitchell.
Oh, well, okay. Well, then I'm going to go.
We have to give each other our next albums, Mitchell.
I don't want to listen to your whatever you have to give.
I was going to give you a local band.
A local band?
Yeah, going to change it up a little bit.
Oh. Am I going to be able to find their music?
Yes. Yeah, that's something I should double check real quick, because I know they're on. I know that they're on Spotify, but you don't use Spotify. Let me make sure it's on YouTube real quick.
Or Google Music or something.
Odds are they probably are.
Amazon Music, something like that.
Yeah, the full album's on YouTube.
Okay.
So yeah, Mitchell, I'm gonna give you a local band. Their early work was very Black Dahlia murdery, but I think they really came into their own on this record. Not that there still isn't like some inspiration, but I think they really hit their stride in kind of making their own sound. Carrion Vael's Abhorrent Obsessions.
Oh, this is my favorite. No, I'm kidding. We haven't had that happen yet.
What?
Where one of us gives a record that we actually have listened to.
Oh, yeah, no. We have not hit that yet.
Not yet.
But yeah, so this is a local band in Indiana. They're out of Richmond. I'm friends with all these guys, so hopefully you like it.
I'm going to poo-poo all over it, so they hate Ethan.
It'll be my fault, guys. I'm sorry.
Yep.
But yeah, so Abhorrent Obsessions. It's about a 40-minute record. It's pretty solid in my opinion. It's a bit techy. I don't know if I would call it full tech, but it is definitely got some dang old riffage in it.
Ooh, I do like me some dang old riffage. All right, and I will be giving you Ancients, spelled with 2 I's.
Okay.
Voice of the Void.
Voice of the Void by Ancients. It's kind of a somewhat recent record.
26.
They're not super recent. Too loud. I started it just so it would be in my history.
2016, 8 years ago.
Yeah, recent,
Recent.
Is this another prog band?
Ethan, when have I ever given you anything else?
I don't know. I was hoping at some point you might like change it up a little bit and give me like a slamming, brutal death metal album.
I mean, even Brownbird's prog.
That is kind of true.
Yes, my favorite Americana prog.
Anything can be prog, brother.
Yeah, you just have to count like a nerd.
All right, guys. So it seems like next record, we're going to go over a Carrion Vael... next episode, we're going to go over a Carrion Vael album and an Ancients record. Looking forward to it, as usual, of course. Thank you guys for tuning into the Distorted Entertainment Podcast. My name is Will, and my name is Will. It's YouTube. All of my stuff is blending together. My name is Ethan Carpenter. I'm, of course, joined by Mitchell Wade. If you like the show and you want to support us, please follow us on Spotify and Apple Music and all that. You can actually leave comments now on Spotify.
Ooh.
And I'm going to start doing polls. I think you can start doing polls on Spotify, so I'm going to maybe ask if you guys listened to each record with us, I'm going to ask to see what albums you liked, more or less. Yeah, if you're in a band and you want us to feature your music at the end of an episode, we haven't had that in a little while, go ahead and email us. Our information will be in the description below. You can also message us on Facebook or X, Twitter, whatever it's called, Distant Pod. Either one will pop it up. And yeah, so Mitchell, I'll see you next time, and we'll see all of you guys in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.